Hello, vintage neighbors. Welcome to the Vintage Girl Next Door. My name is Laci. This is Kenya. And today I have a vintage gadget for you. Today we are testing out the new and improved Tele-Rest. My husband found this gadget on the Facebook Marketplace. We paid $10 for it. Let's take a closer look. New improved Tele-Rest. Frees both hands while phoning for executives, secretaries, doctors, lawyers, housewives, or anyone who needs both hands free while phoning. And who doesn't? Please do not remove screws, easy to install, see the back of the box. Adjustable for right or left shoulder use, equipped with gray non-marking rubber, available in black or colors. So it says it's black unless otherwise stamped, but this one is stamped brown. Directions. Please do not remove screws. To adjust, loosen screw number 1. Turn holder to left for left shoulder use, reverse for right shoulder. See raised lettering on cradle below holder. Arrows are on holder. Tighten screw number 1. To attach, open the holder by lifting the oversized whole end of band over the end of the screw. Center telephone receiver in holder, speaker or cord end down. Replace clamp band, and while alternately tightening screws, see that recessed part of band is engaged by screw head. Place receiver to ear, then rest cradle on shoulder. Okay, and it has a little diagram, seems pretty straightforward. This is a vintage item from the 1950s. It was patented in 1947. So probably early 50s, I would say. I did see one of these on Etsy, so if you really wanted to get your hands on one, I did see one on there. You could possibly check eBay as well. Unfortunately, there's not a price on the box, so I don't know how much it cost in the 1950s, and I haven't been able to find any ads for it either, so I'm not sure what the price was back then. Like I said, I paid $10 for it, so we shall see. I'm excited to test this out. I do have a rotary phone that we will be using to test it out. The phone does work, however, we don't have a landline anymore because who needs that right now, right? But for testing purposes, I'm going to use the rotary phone. The receiver end of it looks exactly like the diagram. It's what it was meant to be used with. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm going to test the Tele-Rest while I iron a dress, and we will see how easy it is to use. Okay, we have the gadget installed on the phone. When I first put it on, I did it to the left shoulder, but then I decided to switch it to the right because I feel like that's how I would normally talk, would be on my right ear because I'm right-handed. I don't know. Anyway, so I switched it to the right shoulder. Let's see if we can iron. Let's see what happens here. Disclaimer, no, I don't have a vintage iron. I do. It's a travel iron, and I tested it, plugged it in, set it on the ironing board to heat up, just standing up, and it got so hot that it was burning the ironing board cover just sitting there. So definitely don't dare use that on my clothes. So we're using a modern iron. If you have any tips on a good vintage one, leave them in the comments. I would love to get one at some point, as long as it's a safe one that's not gonna burn me or my clothes. Here we go. We have our Tele-Rest installed, and it is the moment of truth. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so right off the bat, it doesn't feel bad. It feels like it is kind of going towards the edge of my shoulder, which, like, I don't know if it's gonna slip off. But it is kind of nice. I can brace it against my face, but I don't have to like squeeze it super hard or like use a lot of pressure. And my head is fairly upright, which is great. Much more comfortable, I would say, than just the receiver with your shoulder trying to hold it up like that for a long time. Okay, let's see if we can move. It seems pretty good, you guys. It doesn't feel like it's slipping. I'm able to move this arm, as you can see, pretty freely. The only thing that's tripping me up right now is the cord, because I feel like it's gonna mess up it's gonna be right there on the microphone. I'm really sorry if that's bad for you guys. So I had to readjust it a little bit there. This is not an easy dress to iron either, by the way. Okay. I feel like this is going pretty well. It's comfortable. It's not like hurting my ear or my chin. It's shifting a little on my shoulder, but not bad. Yeah. This is working. Okay, let's adjust the dress and see if it's still hanging in there. I was able to use both hands. I mean, I do feel a little stiff, like I can't move my head too much, but I mean, it's doing its job, right? This is great. I had to adjust it a little bit right there, but not anything too major. I feel like this is way more comfortable than trying to hold your phone with your shoulder and do stuff while you're on the phone. Like, yes, this is working and I love it. I think it would probably work even better if I had a longer cord right here, because I feel like that's actually kind of what's hindering me more so than like the device itself, is this cord. I feel like it's kind of pulling it a little bit. When I get going too much up like that, then it kind of messes it up a little bit. But if I keep my elbow down, then it works a lot better, I think. Another thing I really like, you can leave this on and you can still hang up the phone. And it's not a big deal where you have to unscrew it every time and like put it on every time you want to use it. You could just leave it on there if you wanted to. And you could still, you know, hold the phone and it doesn't get in the way. Or you have the option of the hands free. I'd say this is a pretty handy gadget, you guys. This is a fun one. I'm gonna iron the final side of the dress, then we'll talk about our final thoughts on this gadget. This is a really wrinkly dress, jeez. Okay guys, final thoughts on the Tele-Rest. It worked. I think it was a very handy gadget. I had to readjust it a couple of times, but it really wasn't a big deal in the scheme of things. I was able to use both hands. I was able to maneuver the iron and the dress without it being a problem. My neck and shoulder definitely don't feel like I was talking like this on the phone. I mean, you know, when you have to hold just your shoulder, the receiver to your ear with your shoulder, it does make your neck hurt if you're on a long phone call. So it definitely saved my neck. So let's give it a rating. Aesthetics. Is it pleasing to look at? Does it have cute mid-century flair? I mean, not really. The box itself is cute. It has some really nice vintage font, some good writing on there. So that's fun. The device itself, I mean, it's functional. It doesn't look special really at all. It's brown. Like I don't know, I think if I could get it in other colors, like maybe one that matched my phone, that would be really fun. So all in all, the rating for aesthetics, it's not like it's a super cute gadgety gadget. It's a functional gadget. So for that reason, we're gonna do 2 out of 5 for the aesthetics rating. It's not bad. It's not like hideous to look at, but it's just, it is what it is. It's just functional. Next up, efficiency. Did it work? Did it do what the claims stated it would do? I'm gonna say yes, it did. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4.5 out of 5. The 0.5 is just for the adjusting factor and for the fact that if you want to switch shoulders, you have to totally unscrew this and change it around and put it back on. So it's not easy to switch it up once it's on. You'd have to totally undo the whole thing and turn it around, basically. You'd have to flip the whole thing around. So for that reason is why I deducted the 0.5, but all in all, it works great. It totally did what it said it would do, and I'm quite pleased with this one. Lastly, would I purchase it at that price? Unfortunately, I don't know the price. Best guess is that it would probably be under $2 in the 1950s. I would guess maybe it would be like $1.95 maximum. So in that case, that would make it close to $20 today. If I talked on this phone frequently enough, $20 is totally worth it to have a hands-free device for your phone. So in that case, I would say, yeah, I would pay that for it. I'm quite happy with it for the $10 that I paid on the Facebook Marketplace. Totally worth it to me. It was really fun to test out for you guys. That is it for this Vintage Gadget episode. I sure hope that you enjoyed watching me test out the new and improved Tele-Rest telephone hands-free device gadget. And I had a lot of fun doing it for you. If you like these kind of videos, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really does help me out. And I sure appreciate each and every one of you for being here. If you are new and you have not subscribed yet, please do so. We would love to have you stick around as a part of our vintage neighborhood here on the internet for more of our vintage fun. And I hope that you are safe and well and feeling loved wherever you are in the world. If you want more of the Vintage Girl Next Door before next Monday, you can find me on Instagram. I am there at Laci Fay, and I recently made a TikTok. Not sure what I'm doing with that, but I'm over there at Laci Fay as well. You can follow me and get some vintage fun before next week. I also have some merch. I will link it below. We have some fun vintage neighborhood, vintage neighbor merch. You're gonna wanna check it out. And thank you again for all of your love and support. Your comments mean the world to me. I do read them all, even if I am not able to respond to every single one. I do appreciate them, and I appreciate your time in leaving them. And I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.